then, the next job in the room is to fill all this gap around the side, and obviously he'll be here helping, won't he? It's his door job, yeah. So all this gap around here, we thought the self-leveler was, we thought the self-leveler would be, would have sort of all fallen in there, but no, all that wants, all that in there, look, all that wants filling in, all around here. Do you remember there was big holes in the front, wasn't there? Now it's not going to bridge the damp proof because the damp proof is underneath, and there's insulation, thick insulation under here, and then there's the 3 inches of concrete or however it landed, so it won't bridge it. We just got to fill that all in, make it all nice and tidy, because we put the self-leveler, we thought the self-leveler would just flow in there and find its way, but it was going off so quickly. Blimey, it was going off quick. So just a sort of a fairly stiff mix of sand and cement. Just feel off all the edges, and then we've painted the backs of the skirting, so then we can put the skirting board on. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of a on my knees all bleeding afternoon, but yeah, not bad. Little Reggie jobby, see all that happens, because we used the skirting board. Remember, we ripped out the floor, then we put all that rubble in, and then we put that screed on, didn't we? And then we put the plaster, we built our way up, and we were using the skirting as a sort of a guideline as where to build up to. And it was a bit high in one place, I remember, and we needed to pull it out, and I said, forget pulling it out, we'll build up on top of it because we've got plenty of height. The room is big enough, so, and we can still get through the doorways. It didn't really affect it, so we weren't going to dig it back out again, were we? After we'd put it in and whacked it in and everything. So the floor landed where the floor landed, so because we knew we were always going to take the skirtings off anyway and replace them. So fill the gap, put the skirtings on, one step closer, one step closer. Oh, and I forgot to show you, look, the fireplaces, the plastering on the fireplaces is gorgeous and drying lovely. We are a south-facing house, so this one, the sun blares through that front window. But look at this, all nice and dry now. We've got the trim. We're going to put a trim around there. The radiators, we're going to get new radiators, so you don't really mind about the radiators at the moment. We're going to get more efficient, and I'm sure these are well clogged up. So we're going to put a double radiator here and deal with the back. But we'll do that when that job works. But yeah, we're having new radiators. We're having all the new plugs changed as well. We'll change all the plugs to these ones. We find them very handy. Them ones that so you don't have to take up a plug by charging up your phone or your headsets or your whatever. You just plug them in there. Still leaves the plug free. So still a bit to do, but just waiting for these. 15th of November, they've said. They'll be putting in the bifolds, and then we can proceed. So hopefully before Christmas. Ooh. Charlie, what have you been eating? The dribble monster is dribbling. Filling the edges, you know, the edge where the skirting came out, with the full approval and full cooperation of the smelly one. Isn't it, Charlie? Yeah, whenever I go, he goes. So we just get a dollop, we throw it in there, we throw it in the edge, and then once we've thrown it in there, we push it in as hard as we can push it. Yeah, we jam the damn thing in there. Yeah, that's it. I'll tell you when it's done. That's what I'm doing today. Filling all the edge in. Does that meet to your approval, Charlie? Oh, it does. The tail's wagging. It meets to your approval, does it? Oh, we've got an M25 protester. Here I am, coming along, doing the edge, shoving it down the hole, making it nice and flat, and we shall not be moved. We've got an M25 protester here. I have insulated the floor, yeah. So I have insulated this house, Charlie. So I've filled all the edging in, squished it, you know, pushed it as hard as I can push it in the gap. And then when it come from there, Charlie, come from there. Get up, come on, up, Charlie. Don't sit on it, it's wet. So I've squashed it and squeezed it in the gap that was there. As best as squished it and squeezed it into the gap as best as I can. Yeah, so it's coming. It's another little job done. Do you remember the pretty ugly wall? I had some of that sand and cement left, so I thought that I would had a bucket and a half left. So I thought, well, I'd do a bit of that on the old wall. Shh! Do you think they'll notice? It'll make the pretty ugly wall pretty. And I'm just at the moment trying to jam this plastic here. If I jam this plastic around this edge here, it would make a nice, make that front shutter it round, wouldn't it? Make that a round thing rather than a square thing. Except I'm fighting with it at the moment. But don't worry, I'll find a way. I'll find a way of just running this sheet of plastic around here, shoving it all down there, and then I'll make that corner a bit less ugly. Only because I've only got half a bucket. It'll do a beginning. So it went from a spiky front to a roundish front. It's just like clay, I suppose. You can just bung it on. The good thing about cement, sand and cement, you can just put it wherever you want. So I'll just keep adding to that until it goes round the corner. Yeah, I might when it comes a bit further, I might get some chicken wire and put a face of chicken wire on it and keep going. It'll just hold it together a bit. Oh, yeah, that's a Reggie round corner. And there's the wall done-ish. Yeah, I ain't gonna mess with it. It's as good as I can get it. Well, I got a Reggie tip. I fell over this. I was walking through the garage and I fell over it. It was on the floor. And I thought, oh, that's sort of rubbery and sort of flexible, and that's not a proper straight wall. I wonder if it'll do. So I slightly damped it and ran over it. Hey, it's made it much better looking. Much better looking. Oh, bit of this, bit of wet on this. Slightly damped it and ran across with this squeegee thing that I fell over on the floor. So, a Reggie tip. Let's see how you just gently do it. Just gently rub the surface, and look, it makes it look like I know what I'm doing. Hey,